Hi, you guys. I'm back. It's Joanna. My space in your place with part two of Sexless Marriage. First, get those kids out of the room. Make sure everybody is, all the kids, out. Okay? Like I said in part one, they hear the word sex and all ears stand up. So let's get them out of the room. If you have it on any device that other people can hear and you don't have earplugs in your ear or you're not in a private place, please ask the children to leave the room. Okay? I'm back again with part two of Sexless Marriage. My space in your place. Please don't forget to like and share and please subscribe. I don't take that lightly when I ask you that because I really do want to come live. And like I said, before I get 2,000 videos, subscriptions, I will not go live. So I need you. I need your help. And tell a friend of a friend of a friend that Joanna, my space in your place, I need your help in subscriptions. Okay, we're going to dive right along, you guys. This is part two of For Grown Folks Only, Sexless Marriage. I stopped off as I left my marriage, my home, my family. Even I left my son with my daughter. He was 15 to move to a strange land. Well, it wasn't really strange because I had been here a couple of times before, and I liked it. And this is where I came, and I said, "This is it." You'll know why, if you followed me. So go back and look. But anyway, moving right along. Um, After I had tried everything in at home to when I figured out that I was going down slowly, my life was unraveling right before my eyes. I was no help to nobody. Um, I did not ask for what was going on in my life. I couldn't quite understand it, what was happening to me. Um, it was like I was in a fairy tale. Like this was like not real, and my life was just unreal. And I'm going like, oh my, here I have married, and my faith believe you don't divorce. You know, it's a death do you part. And if you divorce your spouse, you just separate. You don't go get another one or nothing like that. Like you pick them up at the grocery store, exchange them in for another one. No, death, it separates you from that person. And I'm going like, oh Lord, I waited 10 years to have a husband that I could show affection, dance in the room with, and just, I'm like going back to where I was with my late husband and dance for my husband. And we just do all sorts of things, and that was not the case with him. I mean, totally far from it. You guys, I tried everything. Believe me when I said I tried everything except one thing. I did not tell or talk to the sisters in the church there, you know. And I was ashamed because I'm going to be honest with you. By the world standards, I had the perfect marriage. I had everything that I wanted. I mean, I dressed like a star. I even went and got my hair done where the stars, Whitney Houston, them got their hair done. I mean, everything that was done, jewelry. Oh, I mean, I had it. I had everything that I wanted. That was not what I wanted. I wanted my husband. That you know, I when I was before I married my husband, how I wanted when I got married was to have a husband. I'm gonna tell you, for that, to make love to her, cause everything else I was happy in all other fields with my family. I was satisfied with myself, you know, and everything was moving right along, just fine. Yes. And all I needed was a husband for that. To love on and stuff, and him love on me. And that was not working, and I could hear my pastor saying, this is not going to work out. I don't feel this spirit of something, and that is a ringing in my ears, and when I went twice to Alaska trying to run and going back home for my family because they said, you know, you need to come home. You are newlywed. You practically newlyweds. And this was like before a year of marriage. And remember that um, what would have happened was I probably would have, my sister died. Um, and I was going to tell her because she said she was going to come to my hometown where I was living in Atlanta for 2020 when 2000 I mean 2000 when the year turned 2000 and we was gonna party like it was 1999, you know, and we teased, but she passed in October, you know, and so we were down there for her funeral, and I thought at the funeral being out by Disney World and this big nice room and all this in it, you know, the atmosphere that that this gonna change. My sister passed, and he gonna like have mercy on me. He gonna really make love to. No, honey. Matter of fact, my daughter and her daughter stayed in my room. Can you believe that? It didn't matter because wasn't nothing going on in there. So we had two king size beds in our room out by Disney World. Why not? You know, so anyway, getting on back, when I had the plan was to tell my sister why I kept running to Alaska. That was my plan. Um, the first time I went, you know, and I came home, and then I was going to tell her when she came up there to celebrate, you know, when the year turned to 2000 and she didn't make it. And I went like, oh my Lord, you know. I was too ashamed to. Well, I did tell my girlfriend in Florida. You might hear me talking about my friend in Florida, my girlfriend that I grew up with. We were born in the same hospital. Her mama was my mama. My mama was her mama, like that. We were like sisters, and we are still like sisters. And I don't consider her a girlfriend. I don't. She's like my sister, you know. And we talked about it. Yeah, she and I discussed it. But the thing of it was, she was dealing with the same thing, and She was handling it. So, but I could not. I couldn't. And when my sister passed, that was the straw that broke the camel back. I didn't have nobody to really talk to about it. And when I left, I left for good. Um, and I came to Alaska, and then loneliness set in. Of course, even when I was up here visiting, I would go to the church. I would visit. A matter of fact, one time when I came up here, I even worked in the church. Yeah, I worked in the church that I joined after a while. But anyway, I was up here just that long. Yeah, I left him for about, I guess, 2 months, and I got a little job in the church and everything. And so finally, my family convinced me to go back home. But anyway, that didn't work. Nothing made. My sister passed, and I moved to Alaska. It was over, and then time was going and everything, and I started to get ill, and I thought it was maybe because I missed my husband, you know, and I figured, I said, well, you know, he got to want it. Something is wrong, and maybe if he moved to Alaska, we'll things will be better. Our lives will change and stuff, and he'll fall in love with me that way or something if it was me, whatever. Um, yeah. So he finally came up here, and he dove right in. He got to know the people, and even the church that I was going into be involved. He got involved with the church, but he never joined in no church that I went to. So that's all right too. That's him. But I'm saying that he never joined the church, so he was never a member. He considered himself a lame member at my other church that I used to go to. But anyway, moving along. When he came, uh, it was no change. And I had put on weight then, yeah. And so when he came, he gave me a lot of incentive to lose the weight, and even he put me in there was this new club um, that he paid for me to go, and they taught me how to eat all over again because I had gained weight, and I it didn't bother him like that, but it bothered me. And he would not know. And I think I've tried to like one time I would try to like coerce him, I say, um, and he says like, Joanna, Joanna, like, will you leave me alone? You know, it was just like I was disgusting. But he had a problem, not I, you know. So it moving along, that didn't change. And so I said, well, I got to tell somebody. And so I had become kind of close with one of the sisters in the church that I went to. And I was close to my friend that I have now, that you always were my girlfriend. Well, we weren't as close as we were till after this happened. Um, I called her one night. I could not take it anymore. I had to hear what another married woman would say to this, and in the church, saved woman. And when I said that, I need to talk to you, and it's personal. She said, all right, what can I help you with? I said, it's about sex. My husband, oh, honey, that girl hurt my feelings so bad. My sister in the church, yeah, she hurt my feelings so bad that it crushed me. And I had nothing against her, but afterwards, I told the pastor that I went to the pastor and I told him I'm dealing with something that I need a woman to talk to, and I need a friend. And he joined me and my girlfriend that I got now. That's been like in 2000 and something like that. He joined us together. The pastor did. He said, "I'm gonna join you with her." He said, uh, uh, and then he joined us together. He said, and that's the only woman I want you to talk to about anything. I don't know if he told her or whatever, but she she was the one. From then on, and boy, I tell you, it saved me, my mere life, because I could at least talk. Okay, so things was moving along, and she would suggest things, and I would do. Nothing would work. So finally, here was, how you have deal breakers, and you have straws that break camel's backs. Well, now we're going to get deep to let you know that I tried everything on the face of the earth that a woman could do isn't it something, to persuade her husband to satisfy her in a sexual way. You know, if it's done right, a man could kiss his wife in a way and could make her, send her and make her reach an orgasm. Now that's a good man. Yeah, and he could touch. He know every spot that is. My husband, he didn't know what spots. He never did find no spots. He never touched a spot, looked or nothing. He didn't have no spot. He don't know to this day my spots or nothing. And his chance is over. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go back to something you let go. No. But what I'm saying is, he don't know what turned his wife on to this day. He wouldn't. He didn't know. He didn't know what turned his wife on. Nothing. None of that. Anything sexual. He knows nothing about me. After 20 years, he don't know what made me click or none of that. He didn't find out. So in your comments, you comment me on this. Let me know, what do you think it was? I heard that he probably was sick. Maybe he had a disease way back. Like we got COVID now that does physical damage. He could have had some kind of like tuberculosis or something like that caused something that took away everything like that. And then he, honey, that's another subject about. Uh, he wasn't the DL. I don't know about that. Another type of, but anyway, what was I saying? I don't want to miss out nothing. Uh, After my girlfriend and I were connected together by my pastor up here in Alaska, she would give me, like advice and things like to try. She was married, had been married all her life, after graduation and stuff. So she knew. And try this or try that, right? Now, still, I haven't told my eldest sister was alive. Even though my sister, the one that's 1 year, 3 years over me, she was dead. But my eldest sister, which I had not, talked to her, confronted her, I was too ashamed to tell anybody that. And they all was crazy about my husband too. So no, So anyway, uh, this is what did it. I went to a place and purchased a artificial uh, device, and because I was getting actually sick, yeah, because I'm having to sleep with this man. You know, it's a difference here. You smelling the scent of the odor of a man, your husband, and you're being aroused. You know what I'm saying? And the fire, and it was not being put out. Oh, I was living in misery. I'd rather not been with nobody, than to have to live in the bed with his back turned to me every night. That was a no. So, and I go like, oh God, I don't want to live like this. I'm not gonna live like this. It ain't no sickness in health because it was like this from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? If something is wrong, it should have been discussed. I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you are telling him every time. Okay, so anyway, I had bought this device. I was in the bathroom, ladies. He knew what I was doing, and I was taking a bath, a bubble bath, and that's when I did it. He heard me. He came and he said, "Why don't you call my name?" He said, "Say my name." He said that through the door. Say my name. Yeah. That was not only insulting, it was gut wrenching, it was heartbreaking, it was a low blow. It was like he was picking at me. I was sick. And that is when I called my eldest sister and I told her about what I had done, and then he told me to call his name when I was reaching an orgasm, to call his name. He told his wife that I was doing it to myself, and I didn't do that. It had pushed me to that, me doing that. Yes, all right. So I got rid of that, and then my sister said, I had said to myself, uh, I'm going to commit adultery. And see, that's what really hurt me, because it was like, it wasn't a slipping thing. I wanted to plan to do it, because I had talked to my oldest sister, and she said, you're not going to grow old like this. Not long as I'm living, you're not. And so I'm not going to say what I did, but let's say whatever I did, I was pushed into doing, um, and that was wrong, because two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, if you got to be pushed to something that you totally disagree with, and it makes you feel some kind of way, either way you go, you like caught, and so you go back and you say, well, you put your foot down and you say, well, okay, here's the deal. This is what. I was told by him that, remember I told you that he was a widower, and his wife had been 5 years when we met, and my husband had been passed for 10 years. And he says, when his wife passed away, She begged him for sex on her deathbed. And right then I say, I've never had to beg for sex in my life, and I will not beg him and no man that walketh on earth for sex. Long as I live, I will not beg for sex. Um, okay, I said those words and it crushed me, but I wind up getting ready to do it. Oh, no, no, no. I left. I left. I packed some clothes, packed my bags, and I left to go and I lived with my son. My eldest son had moved to Alaska. By then, he had moved up here. He was living up here. Yeah. And he was living up here in Alaska. And he had bought him a home by then, and because he used to stay with us, and yeah, but he let me stay with him, and then I guess my husband must have talked all pitiful and stuff, and my sons, both of them, ganged up on me and drug me back to the house. And here I was, back here to my house, and he was standing to the door. He was smiling, and I loved my husband, and he was my friend and everything. But I wanted to be loved, and I said to myself, well, I'm gonna give him another try. So I didn't bother him like right away, but it was like a couple of days, say like that. Well, no, it had to be like a week or so before we were in bed, and there go that rouse up again, and um, I touched his back again, rubbed his back, and he fell behind the bed. He ran away from me so fast, so hard, he rolled over and went behind the bed. The bed was out from the wall enough for him to sit up and do paperwork and stuff at the bed, but had gotten older. Remember, I told you he was older than me, 14 years older than I am. So you fall behind a bed at that age. He was older than I am now. Okay? Yeah. Fell behind the bed and he couldn't get up. Just so happened my baby was staying with us at the time. And he couldn't get up. So that's what broke the camel back. I jumped up out of the bed because I remember I was getting ready to beg. And I remember what he said about his wife begged him on her deathbed for sex. And he didn't do it. Like, and what you think that I'm going to do for you? And I rubbed him. So I was getting ready to beg. So here voice was in my mind. Then I got angry. Yeah. And he on the floor behind the bed. Yeah, help me. So I called my son. I was done. I got out of the room and I started taking my clothes that I had gotten and went in the other room. Yeah, I went in the other room. But what I do, I went in the living room. That's what I did. And then right then I told him, here's the deal. This is where I'm going to stay. Because it had been, we had been contemplating over the years, please let me move in the spare bedroom. It's not being used, and we don't do anything, nothing. So, you have your room, and I was willing to do that. At least if I wanted to please myself, he wouldn't hear me, he wouldn't see it, and I didn't have to sneak in the bathroom or whatever. And I was going to be a self pleaser, have my husband. I was willing to do that, but not in the room with him. Do you see what I'm saying? I was willing to stay with my husband, but and be a self pleaser, and have my husband, and have my own room, laid it up like what I like. He said that he would never, he ain't never had a wife that he gonna self have not sleep with him. For what? I mean, why? When all you do is gonna look at gun smoke, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know what, when I got a divorce, it was like a new world. Do you know 20 years had passed me by, movies and stuff like that that I wasn't even looking at because we looked at the same channels. Or you began to be just like your mate, and I picked on him. I went back in time instead of forward. I didn't know how to use a computer, none of that. What I should have known, I'm just learning. So look, subscribe, what I'm saying, to my channel, because this is a new me at this age. Yes, I'm just getting started, just getting my life. I was deprived. Can you imagine? Okay, my son, I called him. I said, and he know what he said. Pops, what happened? And I said, tell him why you fell behind the bed. Tell him. That's all I said. Tell him. He didn't say nothing. No, he didn't. And oh yeah, I had to file for divorce one time, but then when I was with my son, and then I took it back. Thinking there's a law in Alaska, if you move back in with your husband, then that break the divorce. Well, when I went back down there with my baby son in tow, and you ain't gonna get no divorce, cause you did. I didn't want to hear nothing he had to say. I said, you just take me up there, just drive me up there to the courthouse, and just go up there with me, and just shut up, cause I'm gonna do this. So I went up there, and the people say, you was just up here. Say, no, you don't have to pay no more money. Say, all you got to do is give us, just tell us where he is and everything like that, but we can serve him. And I gave him the same address where I was. I didn't care if I was staying there or not. Yeah, I did. And you know what? I cared about him. I did care about him, but I was done living with him. You know what I'm saying? I was done. For what? For what? Oh, God, did I put up with a lot. Follow my channel. Go back and look at everything. I'm not done with you. I had to dig into this before I got into deeper. Get this out of the way, because everybody was DMing me about the sexless marriage. Yes, sexless marriage. I'm talking about when you lay one on your husband, kissing. You know what I'm saying? Like really kissing. Never have done that with him. Like what your husband do, like the breast kissing or anything. None of that. Hugging, smashing, hugging. I mean, none, never. And when I finally was waiting on my divorce, I was in the house. I didn't care. He was in the room. Didn't care. He wanted the people in my church to know that I was in the house with him. And I didn't care. I did not care about nothing. All I wanted was a divorce. Yes, I did. I wanted to get far away from him as possible. You hear what I say? Because I did not do it for a man. I did not divorce my husband for no man. I divorced him So that if by chance I met someone, I would not be a married woman. Yeah, I was just protecting myself. I was not going to be running around dating and married. No way. It was bad enough you couldn't marry and with your husband still alive. So, um, oh Lord, have mercy! I tell you. Now it's but anyway, that happened, and then my girlfriend and I were on the phone talking. I'm on the sofa now. I didn't want nobody to know I was there. That was private. So I tried to talk like at night when he was asleep. He came through. We had like rules, like this the kitchen's closed at a certain hour because the lights shining in your face and stuff. Stuff like that. To try to abide by where we could coexist together until something happened like that. And so anyway, we were talking, and I think I said something about we 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 wasn't having sex or nothing like that anyway. It's no laws about nothing because I could take care of myself. I did take care of myself. I did everything myself. The only thing was missing out of was the intimacy between a husband and a wife. I mean, coming up behind me when I'm cooking or when I'm bending over on the stove like that, like me and my husband that passed away like that, playing, running around and none of that. I absolutely sexless. Do you hear what I say? No tongue in the ear, no kissing, that French, none of that. No hugging real close and really intimate, like nothing. You know what I'm talking. DM me and tell me, what do you think was wrong? And he loved me to death today. This day he do. He still. He will give me his last right now. So what was it? So if you have any kind of suggestion in the box, leave a comment for me. And DM me if you want to hear anything else. If you got any questions, because I know you probably got you could ask me some more questions. Things that I have not said, that if you want to ask me, ask them. Ladies, ask them, I will tell you. The personal question. He had the nerve, my girlfriend and I were talking about it, and he said, I had sex with you since I've been in Alaska. Now, mind you, he had been here since 2002. And here it was 2015. And he say, we did it since we've been here. We did it since we've been here. It is 2015. Lord have mercy. That's sad. I said, when? That's what I said. Ask her. Can you believe that your husband asking you to ask your girlfriend that you have sex since you've been in the state? And you've been here since 2002, and here it is 2015. And then what about way back in 1998? Well, anyway, it was a sexless marriage. Nothing. No intimacy, no French kissing, no ear licking, no pinching, plucking, tucking, nothing. And anything else that rhyme, nowhere. I went through this 20 years with this man. Yeah. wanting to be loved, held, kissed. You know what? That would have started if I didn't divorce him. I probably would have become addicted to pornography or pornography because I probably would have started like looking at it on the thing, just looking. That would have led to it probably. All kinds of stuff could lead to that. And he was not into pornography, so that was not it. No, he didn't do that. He don't do that to this day. No. So anyway, that's all I got for you now. That is it. And please subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell the sisters in the church that this sister's trying to get 2,000 views. And don't forget to like and share my videos and subscribe to my channel. And I would appreciate it because I want to come to you live. That's why I want to be able to come to you with something that go on right then. But I can't do it without coming to you live. And I come with you without a fan base. I'm not, uh, I'm God's child, but I am not Oprah Winfrey or somebody that come with millions of people with a fan base or nothing. But you would think even with my church or being a Christian, I would come with something. But I come yet alone. Well, with my little 108. And I thank all of those that have subscribed. And I thank you all that you are going to subscribe. And you know what? I am very interested in your comments on this. I want to know if you are dealing with anything like that. Let me know. Okay? Thank you so much for watching my video, Sexless Marriage Part 2. This is your girl, Joanna. And I'll see you and have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye.